So we're headed to your father's grave site right now.
Yes, sir. This is where my dad and mother are interned.
What does it say?
Clemet Van Wagoner, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Army, World War II, March 4th, 1914, May 25th, 2007. Silver Star, 3 oak leaf clusters, Bronze Star Medal, Purple Heart, and 2 oak leaf clusters. Michigan's most decorated soldier.
What are you thinking about?
Oh, just the man that my dad was. He was larger than life, but he was still very humble.
Clemet Van Wagoner is one of the most decorated soldiers of World War II. Congress says Van Wagoner served 600 days of combat and returned to battle after being wounded 5 separate times. Van Wagoner fought in the largest seaborne invasion on D-Day, making him one of only 32 survivors of the 1,800 soldiers who landed with the 1st Infantry Division at Omaha Beach.
That's a picture of my dad that was taken during World War II. That's my father, and that was General Hubner, and he was receiving, I'm not sure if I think he was receiving the Soldier's Medal for that on that occasion.
Shortly after Van Wagoner's death, the community renamed the Veterans Affairs Clinic of Alpena to Lieutenant Colonel Clemet C. Van Wagoner, Department of Veterans Affairs Clinic.
Where does it start? I guess it starts over here.
Yup, 1914.
Yes. My father was born in 1914, March 4th, 1914.
The hallway is dawned with memories of Clayton's father.
I'm very grateful that they put this on display, that they named the clinic in my dad's memory. He was a humble man. He really didn't want to be recognized for anything. He just did his duty. That's my dad and my son Connor and my daughter Courtney and my daughter Danielle.
Your dad was probably telling him stories.
Probably was. I always thought it was pretty cool that he was a soldier, and I like seeing him in his uniform.
Now I'm seeing 2 guys right here on the left side of your dad. I see this is your son.
It's our son Connor.
And then, is this you?
Believe it or not, it is. Yes. Yeah,
How old were you in this picture?
19, I think.
Clayton Van Wagoner lives a quiet life with his family and 2 dogs in the same part of Northeast Michigan his father grew up.
I remember lots of stories. Yes, my dad told me a lot of things about his experiences. I guess when I was a young child, he would primarily just tell me about his friends, people he knew.
Clay served in the Army Reserve. He didn't inherit his father's resume, but he and his son lived to carry on the Van Wagoner name.
I did not serve in the capacity that my dad did. I never was in a combat zone. I mean, I want to make it perfectly clear that I'm not a hero or of any, even the closest, but I did have the pleasure of serving, and I did get to serve with several heroes, several great men of distinction, but it was my pleasure to serve in the military.
Clemet didn't look for accolades. He was a humble man with a heart to serve his country. But your dad has a lot of medals. How many medals does your dad have in total?
I think he's got 21.
21?
I think.
So your dad has as many medals as my age. I'm 23.
Pretty close. This is a Silver Star. That's the third highest award you can receive for combat gallantry. He received that award 4 times. That's the Bronze Star. He received that 3 times with a V device for valor. This is a Soldier's Medal. This is the Purple Heart.
Clemet Van Wagoner only wore 1 bar of ribbons. If he wore them all, he would have a lot of them, but he always wore his CIB, Combat Infantry Badge.
You know, it's just stuff that I came across after my dad had passed away, and so as I said, I took him to a friend, and he said, well, this is a Luftwaffe, German Air Force, and this was the Nazi Labor Party. And so I just thought I'd show those to you as some of the spoils of war, I guess. Yeah, these are the actual medals that my dad was pinned with. I mean, these medals are a replica that are more inclusive of everything that a friend of ours had put together. But these are the medals that my dad actually received. Those were pinned on his shirt when he received the award.
Do you have a personal favorite?
No, I guess I guess my favorite one is that he survived and came home.
There's something to be said about great American war heroes. Their bravery, their strength, their will to lay down their life for millions of families back home. The stars and stripes represent freedom. Between every stitch is pride, but death cannot bury a strong legacy. Nor will we forget Clemet Van Wagoner, one of Michigan's highly decorated veterans of World War II.
You know, he was a great man. You know, he was a war hero, and you know, he's been gone for a little over 10 years. But you know, he was a great guy, great father, and I loved him dearly. And you know, his memory lives on.
Under such conditions, one gets to know his fellow soldiers quickly regarding character and trust. In my books, your father passed the test with glowing colors. He had the respect of his men, and that is possibly the highest tribute one can give a fellow soldier. Sincerely, Staff Sergeant Donald Parker.